Peace, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shante Maria, and just back with another quick video. Just want to talk about American Son because I was so beyond triggered by this Netflix. I feel like it's going to be a series because the way they left us, I have so many questions. I have so many questions that are unanswered, and I need answers, But beyond that, I was extremely triggered. As a mom of two Black boys, I was triggered. As a mom of two big, tall, dreadhead, dark skinned boys, I was triggered. And I mean, shout out to Kerry Washington. She played the out of that role. Okay. And she did. She did a damn good job. And it kind of led me to question what I tell my kids about the police because, and this was a little spin. So I often tell my kids about like white cops and how they could be targeted because of just how they look. And I'm 5'9" myself. If you have seen my oldest son, my oldest son, he's like maybe, how tall? I don't know how tall he is right now. He grows so much, but he's almost my height. He's 8 years old. He wears a size 11 shoes in men. In men, he's a size 11 in men. He's 8. He's extremely tall. He's a football player, baseball player, basketball player. But uh also beyond that, he's a 4.0 student. He plays the violin and is one of the top violinists in his class, you know? So I feel like he just succeeds in everything he sets his mind to do. His grades are obsessional. He plays in an orchestra, like I thought he was gonna come home. I thought he was gonna be a stereotypical, like he's so big, and he surprised me. Like I play such a, like a different instrument. He loves the violin. I didn't see that coming as his mom. This is my football, basketball, baseball, like just my athletic child that is extremely tall and just extremely big, and he surprised me, so like was a lot of things in that movie where she was talking about her son and how he wasn't just a stereotypical like big Black boy, he was into poetry and this and this and that. And I feel like that is also, I could relate to that because with my child, he's not just a stereotypical Black boy. Like, yes, he is in all of the sports, like a lot of Black kids, a lot of tall kids, kind of cockier kids. Yeah, he's gonna be the basketball player, the football player, but he's also an exceptional student, excels in everything he does. He's also, great at instruments, and even his little brother is like that too, so I just like, after I watched the look, spoil, if y'all have not watched the movie, just not continue. Watch the movie first and then refer back to this video. But it triggered me as a Black mom. It really did, because it was like that was one of my greatest fears. But I also talked to my kids about the injustices that goes on in the world. I talked to them about when Trayvon Martin got killed. It wasn't by police. I talked to them about Tamir Rice, Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland even. You know what I mean? I talked to them about all these injustices and how society looks at them. And so when my sons see cops and law enforcement, they still wave and they say hi because they know it's not all of them. Because I always told them, like, if something happens to me, we're out, or I lose you, which never happens, okay? But in case, I take them so many places. We're out of town a lot, like, so if I take you somewhere and you cannot find me, seek out an officer and be like, hey, officer, I'm looking for my mom. Her name is XYZ. Her phone number is XYZ. Can you know what I mean? And it was like, some cops are good and they will be able to help me in that situation. But I also tell them, like, when you get older, you're driving, you be on your way to work or whatever, like, sometimes you can be targeted. I've never felt comfortable with my kids going to a predominantly white school. I would never have them go to a predominantly white school. Now, when they're older, if they want to go to college, they want to go to a PWI outside of a HBCU, which I almost said HBCU, and I would prefer them to go to that. Fine. But for the most part, I don't want my kids to be singled out, you know. But within this movie, it was kind of flipped, and it kind of made me rethink what I tell my kids about the cops. And I experienced this myself, where you remember when a cop came in or whatever, the lieutenant, and he was speaking to the mom, and she just knew that it was a white cop that had fired the shots. And he was like, no, that cop was black. And he was like, because of the bumper sticker that was on her son's car, that he did kind of admit that he was targeted. But he was like, which you also have to understand that there are black cops. So when these kids are just mad at cops for pulling them over, it's also a black cop that can pull them over and not know if they're going to make it home to their children, because we have this thing in the black community where we don't fuck with the police. We don't talk to police. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, it is embedded in us from an early age, and I am also guilty of doing that with my own children, more so to white cops, and for great reason. Don't get me clearly, for a great reason. But I never really thought on the flip side that there are black cops behind that badge also, that can walk into a car and be terrified because they don't know if they're going to make it back home, because they're scared of these black kids, because these black kids have attitudes or can do something crazy. But on the flip side also, there was a different perspective. But I also see, like, I feel like white people do that way more. I'm sorry. I think white people attack cops way more because they know they're going to get away with it. I've never seen an instance where a black kid or a black person in general attacked a cop and lived to tell that story. I've never seen a black kid or a black man, woman, or whoever was like, got pulled over and just bossed up on a cop and lived to tell that story. What I see are black people more so pulled over by the cops. We are hardest racing. We're not going to try them. I will say this about black men: not going to try them and do their best to make it back home safely to their children, their wife, their family. But I did have a guy tell me recently, because I did this, that black women, and not the men, and this is a whole nother story that needs to be addressed, because I am guilty of doing this. Black women tend to mouth off, and especially like are the radical black women, the black women that know our rights, the black women that are like really pro-black like me, and that we mouth off more, like Sandra Bland did. And we know Sandra Bland was murdered. Period, point, motherfucking blank. She was murdered. And it was like oh my God, I can't think of. I see her beautiful face and her son's face. Oh, I can't think of her name. The young lady, that was like pulled over by the cops. Oh, I can't think of her name. Oh God, I feel so bad. And she's so gorgeous, little light skin, pretty eyes. Had her kids in the back seat of the car. Was just asserting her rights to the officer because she was riding around, and she didn't I think she didn't have a license at the time, but she was using her right to travel, and they came to her house. They killed her in front of her son. Oh, I can't think of her name. Oh God, I can't. I feel so bad. Excuse me. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Can't think of her name, but even with instances with her, while we know our rights, and sometimes we assert our rights as black women, and we get killed for it. And a man pointed out to me and was like, well, black women tend to mouth off at the police far more than black men do. And I actually have to agree with that, because whether it was black or white, I remember I was in my own city in Detroit and I got pulled over. Not even pulled over. Like I kind of, and I admit to doing this, and I told the cop that it was like I was at a stop sign, but I kind of went past the stop sign, so she counted it as like a rolling stop, and she was outside her car talking to someone. And I did a rolling stop. She hops in her car. But at that time, I did a rolling stop and I kept going like, the fuck? You was outside your car. And I was on this huge main street called Grass Shit. So it was like the side, this is Grass Shit. Grass Shit is a huge street. And I was like coming towards Grass Shit. And I had lights. So let's say this is a stop sign and this is my car. So I did like, stop. And then kept going towards Grass Shit. So I did see her get in her car. I was like, oh shit, she's gonna try to stop me because I did a rolling stop. And she traced me down on Grass Shit, damn near a mile away, by the time where she caught up with me. And she didn't put her lights on. She didn't do what she did was honked her horn. I automatically knew she was talking about me because I had saw her previously. So I rolled down my window. And in the middle of Grass Shit, she yells out, I could have stopped you. I could have did this. I could have did that. And I said, but bitch, literally my exact words, because I don't know. Don't ask why I'm this aggressive with cops. But bitch, are you going to give me a ticket? Because first of all, this is an illegal stop, which it was, because she didn't put her lights on. Like, we were nowhere near, like, she was not trying to stop me. You honked your horn. You didn't put your lights on, your sirens on. She did not stop me. She was not behind me. She was, like, cat-a-corner to me. So I'm like, the fuck are you doing? You're not trying to stop me at this point. And she's like, and she started yelling at me. So I'm like, you're not my mom. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. So, like, I turned politely, turn my music. I'm one of those people, I drive with my music ignorantly high. Okay? And so I turn my music back all the way on blast, like how I be cruising down Grass Shit on any other day. And I screwed off on that ass, because you're not going to yell at me. You're not my mother. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you need to chastise me. Either stop me in a normal way, or you ain't got shit to say to me. And I was like, you're not stopping me. This is an illegal stop. Like, I'm yelling at you. You're not stopping me. Are you going to give me a ticket? Are you going to legally pull me over? Are you going to, like, I'm literally in traffic, like, looking out the window. Are you going to pull me over? Are you going to legally pull me over? And she said, bitch, why? Okay? So, like, I am one of those people. But at the same time, what I feel like, if you assert your rights, you can still get killed. Because Sandra Bland, gosh, I'm so mad I can't think of her name. Other sis asserted her rights, still got killed. But we also see men not asserting their rights. And I feel like maybe because it's more typical that men are getting stopped, that they are more fearful to assert their rights. So they don't. So we see women, I know my rights. You can't do this. And yes, and I tell my kids to be the same way. I know my rights. I know what the fuck you can do and what you can't do. You can't search my shit. I ain't got to get out the car, give me my motherfucking ticket, and get the fuck on. I have my shit. I have my license. I have my registration. I have my insurance. Okay, you gonna give me a ticket? I don't have to get out the car. I know my fucking rights. And I'm assert that shit to a police officer. And I feel like men are opposite. Men are like, hands up, don't shoot. You know what I mean? Hands up. I need to reach for my wallet, officer. I'm reaching for this. And as soon as they reach, it gets shot. Or they don't, not even that. Or look at Tamir Ritt. Like, because Tamir was a child. That shit is extremely scary for me. Now that one was really triggering for me. Really. Because my kids are so young. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I just... shit's about to make me cry. can't imagine my kids at the park, and I allow my kids to play with like little fake guns. I played with fake guns growing up, little fake water guns, like legit the water guns that like look like guns, but it was squirting out water. I'm sorry. There's no way in hell that little boy should have got killed for having a fake gun. And I know some people like, well, you should have pointed that at the police. It's the fuck. First of all, he's a kid. You, as a grown man, I mean, granted, there are some guns that look real, but what I don't understand is how officers are so fearful. We call police officers when we are scared and we are in trouble and we are endangered. Why the fuck are the police more scared than we are? You chose the wrong career path. If you are fucking scared and you are fucking coward, you have no business being a police officer. Period, point motherfucking blank. And I stand by that 110%. The police are more scared of people than we are. If I see a kid right now with a gun, a fake gun, if I see a little kid my kid's age, I don't think they have a real gun. And 9 times out of 10, they don't. My first instinct is not going to shoot this child. I have kids. I see what they have in the stores. I know it's easy. Normally they have the little orange tip on it, but it's so easy to pop that shit off. That shit is easy to break. These toys are cheap as hell. Use your... What type of training these officers have? And you cannot tell me that shit was justified because this boy should not have pointed a fake gun at a police officer when we have people that shoot up schools, shoot up movie theaters, shoot up churches, and we know they have killed several people and they get caught with a loaded motherfucking gun and are caught by the police unharmed. You still gonna tell me that the little boy deserved to get killed because the police couldn't recognize whether that was a real gun or not? But he didn't kill nobody, he ain't shoot nobody, he ain't hurt nobody, and then you pull up on somebody that we know have killed several people and you apprehend him with no incident? You are not scared to roll up on a known killer that have killed several people, but you are scared of a little boy in a park that has killed nobody. Ooh, shit got me tight, y'all. Shit got me tight. Oh, okay. It's turning into a whole nother video, but that's just these injustices in this country is beyond me. It's baffling and it's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. Oh my God. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this video. It's too much. I need to go lay down. See you guys on the next one. Peace.